What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and it's Friday night. We're doing a live stream, so let's get some hype in the chat. Smash that like button, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's get right into this live stream and start off like we always do with our crypto market overview. All right, lads. So we'll hop into the charts in a moment. For now, let's take a broad look at things. Bitcoin 115, ETH 4470. Overall, bit of a red day out here, right? We can check the liquidations on CoinGlass, but all you have to know is that a lot of money was liquidated in the past like 24 hours with this downwards move. So people are getting chopped up out there trading. Supposed to be altcoin season, right? If we look at the altcoin season index, we're at an 86 still. So this is now matching the high essentially from November, December of 2024. It doesn't quite feel like it though, does it? It feels quite different this time. So what gives? What's going on here, right? I'm sure that's what everybody's wondering. What the heck is going on with this altcoin season? Well, there are some coins pumping out there, right? Some things are coming back from the dead. Some low caps are pumping, but the capital is so spread out. It is so few and far between that is why it looks so different at the current moment in time. But according to the index, this is the official altcoin season index, the OG one as far as I'm concerned. We're in altcoin season. But if you go look at like the top 100 or so, it certainly, I mean, AVAX is doing well, but really let's just be real for a second. Like, it's pretty trash, right? This is a pretty trash altcoin season so far. We'll see if that changes, but that's how we're looking right now. Again, top 100, not really doing so great. Aster, which is the new perpetual exchange launched or backed by CZ and Binance, is at 92 cents. So this thing's been kind of this thing's pumping to new all-time highs right now. So anyways, we'll talk about that later on in the stream. But as of right now, a little bit of a mixed bag going on with things. Let's hop right into the charts. And we're going to start off looking at Bitcoin here. Now, Bitcoin is in an interesting spot. Right here we are on the daily time frame. Our all-time high up here at 124,500 bucks. This happened over 1 month ago now, in the middle of August. It's already September 19th. Depending on where you are in the world, it might already be the 20th. But yeah, I mean, this was over 1 month ago when Bitcoin was at 124. Now, if we look at this chart, we corrected from 124 down to 107. And this move here, we have to watch this closely, because this does have very real implication to just be a corrective move up here into supply before this kind of rejects back down here. It's very possible we see something like that. First, we can pull a fib, and we can go ahead and see that price has corrected directly. We'll just put up our golden ratio, or golden pocket fib, right? So from this move here, price has corrected directly into the golden pocket, right to the 61.8. Perfect tap of the 618, and now we're rejecting, and this did happen on Thursday's daily time frame candle. We're also rejecting from this 12-hour level of supply. Right, this guy here, a drop-based drop supply zone. So we have our golden pocket and our 12-hour supply that price is reacting from. Also, the classic Monday high sweeps, all these swing failure patterns here in the 12-hour time frame, all indicating that this price action is pretty weak right now. However, we have not broken through support just yet on Bitcoin. We have not broken through support just yet. So what we're looking for right now is I'm quite neutral, just to be straight up with you guys. I'm quite neutral on the market. But what I'm looking for right now is whether or not this demand zone will hold on the 12-hour here, right? Considering this demand, yesterday it got tapped into down here at 115. We bounced. We also have this trend line, all right? This trend line going back to the lows that happened in late August, right? All we've done is connect the lows here. So we're going to find out very shortly. Like I just said, I'm quite neutral on things. It's been really choppy. It's been up, it's been down, it's been all around. Non-directional volatility, really, for the most part. Obviously, some coins are trending, but you know, it's really just a lot of chop out here. So what we're looking for is potentially price to bearish scenario is it closes underneath the swing low down here and also beneath the trend line. And that would largely indicate that we're coming down to at least 110,000. Right at 110, we have a daily demand zone. And also our previous week low price coming in at 110,555. All right, so if we lose the swing low and we lose the trend line, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet we're going to see $110,000 Bitcoin. What does that mean for altcoins? It means they're going to get smashed back down to lower levels again. It's like the same thing that's been happening. You think we're going to break out, you think it's finally time to pump, and then they just get smashed back down to the lows. It's very real. We can see that right now. All right, so let's watch for Bitcoin and see if it wants to close beneath the swing low, close beneath the trend line. If it does, 110 is probably going to happen. Now, on the other hand, the bullish scenario is price bounces from the trend line and it makes a move deeper over here. Because my original target has always been, or has been for the past few weeks now, this 2-day level of supply up here at $120,000 on Bitcoin. Right? This has been a main target and we have not reached that yet. So if price can actually hold this trend here, I would look for a move up to 120. But it's really hard to read right now. We're also going into the weekend again. And like I said, I'm pretty neutral on things. It's just chop and slop this week with FOMC. And now that FOMC is behind us, you know, we can basically not have to worry about some kind of big news event affecting prices. But that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin right now, guys. It's just sideways. We have to see if we're going to lose the swing low in the trend line or if we bounce. And then from there, we can actually make some solid plans. But, you know, that's it. That's it right now on BTC. Let's go look at stablecoin dominance, USDT. So on USDT dominance, what happened here, let's just get rid of all this. What happened here last night was we had this 7-hour hidden order block. And price came up and it essentially just left this one in the dust. So it was hidden behind this first fair value gap. And then earlier today, last night, again, depending on your time zone, whatever. But with this candle over here, it left this behind another fair value gap. So now it became a 2 times hidden 7-hour order block. So that in and of itself is not really great for the bulls, all right? Because for what the bulls wanted to see, what I wanted to see, was I wanted to see a move into the 7-hour and then a rejection and continuation lower. But we didn't get that, okay? Instead, it left behind another fair value gap. So now it's a double hidden bullish level for USDT dominance, which means that, you know, if this chart wants to come back into this level, it could provide fuel for this to go higher, right? So USDT dominance is not really in our favor right now. It's not really looking amazing for the bulls over here, unfortunately. And yeah, this was a 4-hour supply zone on USDT dominance up here at 4.33 to 4.34%. And you can see how You know, this is just in a range. This is the range high up here in this 4-hour supply zone. You know, range lows down here at 4.2%. This is a large representation of the market. It's just chopping and slopping. This is a W double bottom, okay? So if this wants to break the neckline of this W double bottom, which is right here in this 4-hour supply zone at 4.34%, well then, you know, this thing's going to go higher, which is going to send Bitcoin down to that 110 target minimum. And it's going to send altcoins back down to lows. So yeah, USDT dominance is not in our favor, and I'm a bull. If you're a bear, it's in your favor. But that's the analysis. It doesn't really look great at all. On the higher time frames, there is a 12-hour level of supply up here, coming in at 4.4%. And then there's the major swing highs up at 4.6. So we'll see how we do react. But right now we're taking it level by level. And the first major sign of weakness for the overall market would be USDT dominance closing above these highs, indicating that it wants to go higher, which is going to send crypto prices lower. All right, so moving on, Bitcoin dominance. This chart has really not moved that much in the past 2 weeks, right? These same levels are applying that we've been outlining for a while. Let's just clean this up. So on Bitcoin dominance, of course, we want to see this drop and money rotate into altcoins. Now, this 2-week level of demand has held up really well for the past 2-3 weeks. It hasn't dropped through it. So the idea, my original idea when price was first coming into this 2-week demand zone would be a bounce up to 2-week supply before continuation lower. There's all this excitement in the meantime, which kind of makes you lose sight of that vision and that original plan, right? But that was always the original plan here at Bitcoin dominance. Move into 2-week demand, bounce to 2-week supply, continue down lower to the macro target, you know, at below 50%, around 4.6%. So we have to be patient here. And if Bitcoin is going to, you know, drop, again, for anyone who's joining our stream late, long story short on Bitcoin is that there's a very strong chance that this current move up here higher is just a corrective move before we actually go a bit lower. And we're really looking to see if price will close beneath these lows as well as this trend line. And if it does, we will likely see 110 with a strong possibility of even seeing the daily 200 EMA around 105 to potentially 102. So if Bitcoin does want to break this trend, well, then there's a pretty strong chance we will see Bitcoin dominance rise and potentially move into this 2-week demand or 2-week supply zone before going lower. So keep an eye on that one for sure. So it's not all bears just yet, although it doesn't really look great. Why do I say it doesn't really look great? Well, looking at the total 2, which is our altcoin total market cap chart, it's currently at $1.67 trillion. What's going on with the total 2? Well, if we go look at the all-time high over here from 2021, right over here, the total 2 cannot close above the all-time high on the higher time frame, right? The daily time frame, it cannot close above the 2021 all-time high. This is a bearish swing failure, all right? When we wick above that all-time high and just keep on rejecting, closing underneath it, it's not really a sign of strength. Understand that the 2021 all-time high is a major resistance level. And price has to close above that if we're going to go higher here, if we're going to see altcoins pump across the board. And so far, we don't have that. So that's somewhat of a warning, right? Now, on the lower time frame, right on the 12-hour, we have this 12-hour demand zone that's kind of holding up price right now, but with the way things are looking on these other charts, well, it doesn't really look great, and it looks like we're likely going to see this come lower. It's too early to say right now, but it's not looking really amazing at all by any means necessary at the current moment in time. Right, a lot of signs that we should be patient right now, and we should not be forcing new entries. We should just kind of sit tight. Maybe take some profit on existing positions that we're in from lower, because I've been giving you guys very solid entries here from much lower. And, if you've been just following the plans I lay out here on the channel, you should have made really good profit these past few weeks. And if you're still holding those trades, maybe consider skimming some off of the table. I know I said on Sunday that I'm holding my trades and stop losses at break even. But in this game, it's not a bad idea to pay yourself when you're in a nice profitable position rather than just round trip everything. You don't have to sell the entire position, but partials, it's never a bad idea to take partial profit. We can live to be the hero, and we can say, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let this go because it's altcoin season. Right? We can be the hero, or we can be practical and be real and understand, if we're in a position that's in really nice profits, thousands of dollars, it's not a bad idea to at least take some, right? Because you have to pay yourself in trading. You have to, you have to give yourself the feeling of winning. So anyways, I digress. Total 2 not really looking amazing. It needs to close above the all-time high, and it has not done that. So, we'll see what happens. If it wants to break these lows, well, we could be going back down to Goblin Town. But we'll see. Too early to say right now. Like I said earlier, I'm quite neutral on the market. I'm not forcing anything. I'm staying patient. Because it's really just... The read I have right now in the market is... It's just it's kind of a weird feeling. Like, it just feels like something's weird right now. Do you guys feel that as well, or is it just me? But it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it wants to go lower. So, definitely not forcing anything right now. Anyways, in breaking news, today was I believe it was the quadruple witching, but this tweet says it's from this guy, Jesse Cohen, Investing. He says, today is the largest triple witching day in history, with over $5 trillion in options set to expire. He says expect sharp volatility, especially in the last hour of the U.S. session. So yeah, I mean, the session's already over, and it was a pretty volatile session. Now, crypto is quite bearish, right? We really didn't see anything exciting in the crypto market. And this was a big day, right? Massive, basically the third Friday of the month of September, as well as a few other months. I don't know all the months, but that's the witching day when the options expire, and that was today. So with that brings a lot of volatility, and that's what we did see. So that's exciting. Before we move on to our next piece of news, we just got a super chat from Beast Mode 2030. I like the name Beast Mode. What's up? He says realistic and slightly higher Qubic PT. Profit target, I guess, is what PT means. So if we go look at our Qubic chart, we already have it marked out. There's no guesswork here, Crypto Empire. So for Qubic, we had this weekly level of supply at around 3,000 per billion. And notice how price was not able to close above that. Okay, so that's a supply zone working its magic and doing its thing. Now, a very realistic target for Qubic would be a 2x from the current price. It would be around 100 and about 110% move. So this is a 1 week supply zone inside of a 1 month supply zone. As we can see, this is the monthly time frame. So we've just outlined this as a level of supply. and then we go back to the weekly, and inside of the monthly, there's this weekly level of supply. And this is right at $4,000 per billion on Qubic. And that is an extremely realistic profit target for this coin. Extremely realistic. Now, if we go look at my other Qubic chart, we have this level. We have this swing low at $1,890 per billion. And I haven't changed this chart in months now, since August, over a month. And like I wrote here on the chart, I said, you guys can see that, right? Let me make sure. I'm gonna move my head a little bit. Anyways, it says should not lose this level if remaining bullish. And as you can see, we're getting pretty dang close to potentially losing the level here. So in this game of crypto trading, oh, whoops, I was just going to change the setting on OBS. We don't want to do that. Good thing it had a warning. Anyways, in this game of crypto trading and crypto investing, we have to really say or do what we said we're going to do. Right? We have to follow the plan. We got to stick to the plan, man. So with that, if we end up closing the daily time frame, really, I want double confirmation. So I'm going to say if we close the 2-day time frame underneath this level on Qubic, strongly consider getting out. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't give financial advice here. But this has been the plan, right? It's very clear what it says. If Qubic is to remain bullish, it should not lose this level. So far, we wicked into it, we bounced, but now we're coming back in for another test. And just basic technical analysis. Every time price hits a support level or a resistance level, that level gets weaker. So now it's coming in to test it on for the second time. It's weaker now. It's a weaker level of support or demand. If it loses it, it's not a good look at all. All right. So anyways, that's our Qubic update. And, we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, it does not look amazing. It does not look amazing at all. Anyways, thank you for the super chat. Beast Mode 2030. Let's see what else is going on here in our live chat, guys. Shout out to Semi187 coming in from Holland. Appreciate the support, man. We got Vincent P. Yeah, Vincent P talking about the witching day and the options expiry, indeed. Shout out to Vikey Odin. We got Fiat Hater, Glasshopper77, Justin Andrews. What's up, brother? How are you? Glasshopper asking about Jasmy. We can look at that in a little bit. Ski Mingles or Treb with $1,000. Yeah, I like what you guys said. You can split it up between the three. This way you're not like all in one bag. That's not a bad idea at all. Caspa Jeremy says, drinking game every time Connor says lads. Have I said it already this stream? I don't know. I wasn't keeping track. But I'll be sure to throw it in every now and again so that you can get nice and drunk for your Friday night Crypto Empire live stream. Anthony Tremaine, what's up, Anthony? So yeah, back to our news. So MetaMask token is coming, another airdrop. Let's see. Did I make a MetaMask airdrop guide? Oh, yes I did. 2 years ago now, lads. 2 years ago. Well, looks like another one has come to fruition. It's good to see that I don't waste my time with the videos that I make. Very often they turn out to be correct. I could be years early. It could be years early. but I come and collect my receipts when the time is right. Anyways, Joseph Lubin from Consensus, he confirms a MetaMask token is coming very soon. So this could be a big airdrop potentially. We'll see. A lot of people say that, you know, even in my airdrop guide I made on MetaMask, right, you had to basically swap through the MetaMask interface, and they take a nice fee when you swap through their interface, but that could be a main, we don't know, but that could be a main criteria for the airdrop. But anyways, exciting stuff. So I've been proven correct about the base token. Recently, Polymarket announced a token. I made this Polymarket airdrop guide 3 months ago. I was the first one on YouTube, I think, to make a Polymarket airdrop guide. Go back check that. Double check it. Who else is doing it like me? Come on now, lads. Smash the like button. Anyways, another one proven correct, and now we have MetaMask. So, hey, maybe we'll make some decent change through these airdrops. Maybe not. All I know is that if you guys follow along the channel here, you know, I give you guys a very realistic chance of just collecting money through these things. Give you guys the levels, and we're just going to continue running it up, man. We're just going to continue running it up. That's it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the support. But interesting stuff. MetaMask to launch a token. Also, guys, follow me on X at CCellCrypto. Appreciate the support. Anyways, let's talk about the coins. Let's get into the charts, and let's go over what the heck is going on here. First of all, Avalanche AVAX. So it was on Sunday, I do believe. Angel, my man, what do I think of Doge? Scam. DOWGE, total scam, man. The people that launched that have made millions of dollars. Yes, people, it's a bullshit meme coin. That's what I think of DOWGE. And Biddy, well, Biddy's an interesting one. There's a Cabal Biddy launched by the same people that launched DOWGE, and I wouldn't touch that one. But Biddy's interesting. This is Bitcoin.org. Where is the mascot? So yeah, there's this Biddy, 9 million market cap. I think this is the other one at 350. That's the scam one, launched by the same Cabal that launched DOWGE. Yeah, so I wouldn't touch this scam Biddy. Now there's this one on Solana, but there's also, let me see if I can pull it up. What's that called? I don't know. There's a BRC20 Biddy. And if anything, because this is the Bitcoin mascot, it probably shouldn't be a pump fund coin. So maybe look into the BRC20 version of Biddy. It's like below $1 million market cap. Not shilling it at all. But yeah, Biddy's the Bitcoin mascot. Right, it's this thing. And yeah. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on the Bitcoin.org website. But I don't know exactly where it's located. But that's Biddy, and that's what I think of DOWGE as well. Thanks for the super chat, Angel. Anyways, back to what we said over here. Let's go look at AVAX. AVAX is performing really well. This is the weekly candle. Move up higher, right into the yearly open, right into supply. Right to the yearly open, to the tick at $35.70. And like we said on Sunday's stream, you know, it should not lose structure if it's to remain bullish. And it held structure, and it pumped like 20%. 25, right? 26% to be exact. So really nice move. Congratulations if you guys caught AVAX from the 1 day hidden order block over here. Played out really well. So yeah, we'll add that one to the receipts. Our XLM trade. So again, we caught the Pico bottom of XLM down here at 34 cents. That's all verified. Go check the videos. But anyways, we had a decent move. We broke the trend line. Now, as of right now, I mean, I know the Elliott wave traders out there are saying, you know, this is a five waves have been complete. So now we're looking for the A, the B, and the C, which the C corrective wave, the corrective pattern, could take us all the way back down here to like 35. And if it does come back into here, it would be another really good place to long this coin. But yeah, like right now, it's really not looking too hot. The whole market kind of looks like shit, to be honest with you. So yeah, XLM, you know, we got the perfect entry over here. My ego says just hold it, man. This is going to go to new all-time highs. But at the same time, I'm like, there's a very real chance this thing could correct back down into this 1 week level before actually breaking out. So yeah, you guys need to make your own decision, but that's just what I'm seeing in the charts. What else can we look at? Axie. So still nothing yet for, there's really nothing yet in general. Like all these top 100 coins are not doing anything. The altcoin season, it's with like the new stuff, right? Stuff like Aster. I believe the other DEX that launched backed by Peter Thiel on base. What's that one called? Starts with an A. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, anyways, MYX. It's like all the perp dexes right now. Right, all the perp dexes. This is the altcoin season. All these new coins. You know, this thing went from $1 up to $18 in like 3 days. Right, so the altcoin season is only happening on like the new stuff. All your stuff in the top 100, all this, it's just nothing. It's just a retail trap, basically. Right, it's just the market makers sloshing it around, taking retail's money. Yeah, so if we don't adapt, we get left behind, basically. Ondo continuing to just get thrashed, basically. You know, it had an exciting breakout last week where it broke this daily time frame trend line, but it's just really been a complete fizzle out after breaking that trend line. And it cannot really sustain any bullish momentum. And we'll see if it wants to lose this trend line and come back to some lower levels. There is one around 95, 96 cents, but you know, this is a good representation of the market at large. Breakout or fake out. Again, I'm quite neutral. It's hard to say right now what's really going to happen. I definitely wouldn't be trying to force any longs. And yeah, we have to just watch the majors. But yeah, for Ondo, there's a 12-hour demand zone down here at around 95, 96 cents. And this is the logical level to look for currently. That's it, Avantis. That's the one I was looking for. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Thoughts on Avantis. So kind of the same thing as Aster, same thing as Hyperliquid, MYX, whatever, right? This is all the new hot stuff. So thoughts on Avantis. You know, 275 million market cap on base, backed by like Peter Thiel. It has a good narrative. it's really just about getting a good entry. Right, here's the chart. Again, this is where the altcoin season is happening on these new coins. In a period of 10 days, this thing went up 30x from 5 cents to 160. It's now holding above $1. So my thoughts on this are, maybe if you are patient, it might want to correct down to like 75 cents. This is a 12-hour fair value gap over here. So yeah, I mean, either around 75 to 80 cents, a lot of support, Monday low, previous or weekly open down here. Or maybe if we see a nasty flush, it will move down into this 12-hour fair value gap, and you'll get a really good entry. But yeah, same thing with Aster, right? It's like the same exact thing. They do the same thing. If we pull up spot here, so this chart pumping, but I certainly would not be chasing this thing right now. It makes 0 sense in my opinion to chase this coin's price. But that's my thoughts on Avantis as well as Aster currently. Give me 1 minute. All right, we're back, lads. Appreciate your patience. Let's see. Hugo says, what do I think of Mamo? What do I think of Mamo? So Mamo DeFi agent can like manage your yield for you, and the chart looks cooked. I would be in no rush or hurry to buy this thing right now. Let's see the decline from the peak. 71%. An 80% decline would take it down to a 16.5 million market cap into this level of demand down here. Right? An 80% decline would be here. So I would be in no rush. I would be patient. And I would wait for an 80% decline if you wanted to buy Mamo. It's not a coin I'm interested in buying, but that's what I think of that coin, Hugo. Shout out to D Jenny from the blockchain, aka Moby Sage. So let's see here on SUI. There was this 16-hour. But the problem with all of these trades from yesterday are USDT dominance, like we looked at on the 7-hour. It didn't react at all to that level. So this was a nice 16-hour hidden order block here on SUI at 169 to 166. Or sorry, 366 to 369. 369, right? Shout out to Nikola Tesla. But anyways, what happened was price did not respect the level on USDT dominance, and it didn't respect it at all on SUI either. Okay, so now it doesn't look great at all. It really doesn't. You have your daily demand zone down here at 350. That's already fully used up. And I mean, if I had to suspect what they're going to do here on SUI, if I had to also move right into the red resistance box. Funny how that works, isn't it, guys? Right into the red resistance box and rejected. But if I had to suspect what they're going to do here, it would be a third tap of the trend line. If they really want to fuck as many people as possible here, they're going to send it to this trend line again. Right, so there's one tap, there's two taps, and then the third tap would be around $3, 310, 315 or so. So a third tap of the trend line, and then, because I mean, let's be real, this is still setting up for a massive bullish breakout. We zoom out on the daily time frame. Right? Let's just be as objective as possible and understand that we have the flat top resistance, we have the ascending accumulation price action. So we're looking for it to just snap the wedge up higher. And when it does, it's going to be a crazy breakout. Right? SUI minimum, I'd say, is going to $6. There is a timeline where SUI does hit, 12 to $15 potentially. Like that can very well happen. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. So for now, it's still setting up in the accumulation schematic here of this massive higher time frame ascending triangle. And yeah, I would, if I wanted to buy SUI, you can dollar cost average. But man, again, if they really want to screw as many people, what are they going to do, lads? They're going to send it back down to the trend line for a third tap. Every time you think it's going to break out, right? It certainly looked like it yesterday or 2 days ago. SUI pushing up. Is this it? Right? Is it finally going to break out here? Nope. Not yet. Rejected. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, it still has not closed beneath these lows, right? It hasn't lost structure. But again, if I had to speculate on what the market makers are going to do to thrash as many people as possible, it's send it back down to the lows or the trend line. So there's that. Let's see. Tau again. Any trade set up from yesterday didn't work because of USDT dominance, right on the 7-hour. It just completely ignored the 7-hour order block. If it would have rejected, those trades would have worked. But yeah, nothing worked because the price just went right through the 7-hour. So anyways, back to Tau. Massive support level is still at $334. That's the quarterly open. And, it bounced over here this past Monday. We had to move up to 370, and now we're back down to 343. But the level to hold is really the quarterly open at $334 on Tau. Close beneath it, and yeah, it's really not a good look. So I would be patient right now. I would not be like jumping into anything. This is coming to test a weak support level at $334. This is a weak support at this point. It's been tested multiple times recently. And yeah, that's your level to hold. If that breaks, the door opens up for our original like 297 range low down here. So yeah, could definitely see sub $300 Tau if we lose $334. Render. So we played Render pretty well. I know many people in my mastermind played Render pretty well. But now here we are in the situation where, you know, we see a big move, nice price movement up here to like 415, but we're back down to 390. Okay, so we have this level of demand. All right, we have a level of demand over here. We have our Monday mid-range at around 380. But with the way the market looks, all stops are a break even, by the way, guys. All stops are a break even. All right, so there's no risk here on this trade at this point. But yeah, with the way things are shaping up currently, I don't love it. I don't love the price action. Did front run, you know, the 1 day level over here. But the way we played it was we just kind of spread bids out all throughout here. But as of right now, it really looks like price wants to at least come back down to like 380. And really in general, this is another like failed breakout, really. Rejected from the daily 200 EMA, rejected from the trend line at $4. It's just another failed breakout right now. So you can't be attached to the trades emotionally. You just gotta kind of let it go. Gotta kind of let it go, and don't have any attachment or outcome dependency on things. But right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see this come back lower to like 360 currently. But hey, it's too early to say. Maybe this 18-hour demand zone will hold, but I'm certainly not going to bid more right now. Stop losses at break even. And if the market wants to take me out, well, that's fine. It's risk-free. Another one was virtual. So if you guys watched this video talking about these AI coins, we gave multiple setups on these coins. And the best setup that played out was virtual from that video. Right? Price came directly to the level down here like $1.18, $1.19. And it gave you a bounce of like 17%. So that was a really nice trade. That was the best setup that we had from that video posted last week. And again, guys, if all you do is stay patient and follow the plans I lay out, it's really hard to lose. But the problem, the issue that many people have, including myself, I'm not perfect, is impatience. Or you get bored and you feel like you got to put on a trade, and you take trades that you shouldn't take, and you don't follow just the plan laid out. And that's always when bad things start to happen. That's always when bad things start to happen. And that's when you lose. Okay? So if you just stay patient and follow the plans laid out, you'll do well. But when you got the itch, you got to scratch your itch, basically you want to gamble, that's when you lose, myself included. That's just the game we play. So anyways, yeah, I mean, plans laid out from this video on all these coins, They all resulted in profitable trades. Right now, everything is reversing, which is why I said earlier, you can't be afraid to just pay yourself. You know, if you catch a move of 17% on a short-term trade and you don't take any profit, well, this is what's going to happen. It's going to come all the way back down. And depending on your position size, you're going to see thousands of dollars of unrealized profit just erase, slip right through your fingers. So that's why you have to get into a habit of paying yourself. I've made every mistake in the book. Trust me. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone who actually trades has made these mistakes. But it's the pain. It's the pain that forces you to change and be different, to stop making the same mistakes. Right? Feeling the pain of seeing thousands of dollars just disappear in unrealized profit. Like, that's what's going to force you to start to take profit, you know, when you should. Anyways, that's just some trading psychology right there. Let's see. We have a super chat from Angel. He says, Treble has a launch pad. Yes, it does. It does have a launch pad. That is indeed a part of it. Shout out to Vincent P. Says smash the like button. Vikey Odin, what do you think about the rotation? Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, SUI, what's next? AVAX and other big caps. So yeah, AVAX already saw a decent rotation. It hit the yearly open, hit supply, it's rejecting. You know, it held the structure that it needed to hold. We discussed this setup on Sunday's live stream. Perfect play from this 1 day level. Nice 26% move. So what's next? Again, what's next is we just have to kind of watch these majors. And Bitcoin, if it closes underneath these lows, it's cooked for a while, down to 110, maybe even like 105 at our daily 200 EMA. So that's kind of what's next. We got to play it by year. We're not at the woodworks just yet, as they say. Let's see, Crypto Engineer, AI16Z and ARK. Will they ever have a season again? Well, AI16Z just had a really big breakout of plus 30%. Now, will they ever have a season again? Probably not in the way that you're hoping or looking for. Will it go up like 50x? Right? This thing pumped 60%. Guys, understand that the market is very different right now. Most coins are just a trader's market. All right? So don't hope and pray for something to just go up 50x. I would adapt to becoming more of a trader. You have to basically adapt to be more of a trader. So yeah, I mean, this thing just pumped 50%. Will it ever have a season again? I mean, potentially, but I would look for it to, it's not going to go to new all-time highs, right? Back up to like 250. I mean, maybe you see it move into here at like 30 cents to 40 cents into here. And then ARK, I don't really know. I don't really check up on ARK. But 2 cents now. I mean, maybe you'll see it move to these levels at like 13 over here. But I would not be like thinking this thing is going to come back up to 60 cents or something. In the immediate short term, the midterm, or even the long term. I would say if you're holding this thing, like look for like 13 cents to be a major level to get out. If and when that even happens. Let's see. Dre says STBL been running amok. Stablecoins. Yeah, so a new stablecoin company. Dre, I don't have any alpha on this coin, but again, this is the altcoin season, guys. It's the new coins that launch, and that's it. Right? 2 cents, 3 cents, up here to 24 cents in 3 days. All your top 100, all that, it's like not doing anything. All the money is rotating to the new stuff. But yeah, I got no alpha on this coin, Dre. Let's see. Luke's spiritual journey. What's up, Luke? He says, I've always wondered how people are bullish or bearish in the macro based on facts alone. Isn't market structure, higher highs and higher lows, the only thing that determines that? That's the technical. I would say yes, for sure. Fundamental information could sway one's opinion to be bullish or bearish on the macro. Right? For example, like insiders will have insider information that won't show up on the chart. It won't show up on the technicals. That could be really bullish or really bearish. Right? You see that through politicians and how they trade and things like that. That's not necessarily in the charts all the time. But us as retail traders, yes, we have to use the information we have, which is technical analysis, market structure, to determine bullish or bearish bias. I do agree with that. Why hasn't Bitcoin topped? What's the actual case for being bullish and leaning towards putting in another all-time high? Same goes for ETH and alts. Well, there's a decent chance Bitcoin has topped is the thing, right? The target zone we laid out was the fib extension over here at 119 and the next one at 131. So, I mean, there is a chance that Bitcoin has topped out for sure. We'll see. We'll see. But basically, we can't know that just yet because on the weekly, we're still holding bullish market structure. On the weekly, we still have higher lows and higher highs. Now, if we start closing the weekly underneath 98K, then we lose our market structure and we can confidently say, then yes, we've topped. But as of right now, on the higher time frames, it's still technically bullish market structure. So we don't know for sure if it's topped, basically. I hope that helps. Glock is Miggles versus Toshi, which will officially claim the Coinbase mascot title. I mean, Toshi has the lead, obviously, right now. Miggles, I would say, is higher risk, higher reward. It's a beta to Toshi. Yeah, I mean, Miggles is just down in this range. Maybe they want to send it to the range lows again. Maybe it's just going to hold structure over here at 25 million, but Toshi definitely in the lead. Goes without saying. Got listed on Upbit, big pump. Now we just have to see if it's going to hold this breakout, but as of right now, by the way, our schematic played out perfectly. Right from the trend line. Same setup we were just looking at on something like SUI. Right? Just the ascending triangle. Big pump. But Toshi can go to 1 to 2 billion. Miggles can go to hundreds of millions. So both can do well in a base season. Will LDO recover? So I have a level on LDO marked. Let's go look at it. Oh, it's in it right now. Okay, I'm not in this trade. But this was a 4-hour hit an order block. And it's in it right now. really not too confident with the way things are looking. But I mean, if this is your system, well, it's in an interesting level. So will LDO recover? Yes. Yes, I think LDO will recover. And I think it is going to be a coin to have a decent run and probably run its highs. But you got to be patient because I don't know when that's going to happen. But if you just want to sit in its spot, you know, if you have a long enough time frame, I could see it doing well for you. But right now it's in this 4 hour, and you know, maybe this trade will work out. It's really, you don't really know. But with the way that USDT dominance looks, I'm not too confident to say it will, being that, I mean, it's just so choppy, it's hard to say, right? This is at resistance. Like I said, I'm neutral. So maybe you want to try the LDO trade. It's at entry. But, you know, if this closes above this swing high, well then, you know, you got to get out of that trade. Manually close it. Get out. But if we reject here from resistance on stablecoin dominance, well, maybe that trade will work out for you. But it's hard to say right now, guys. But anyways, lads, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream right now. I hope you guys had an amazing Friday night live stream here at Crypto Empire. Don't worry, it's the weekend, but we'll be creating content for your viewing pleasure, as well as you know, to get the information out there that you guys need to trade smarter and trade better and perform better in the crypto market. Anyway, smash up the like button, subscribe here if you're new to Crypto Empire. Hope you enjoyed this one. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I'll see you in the next video.